Okay, so this is the evaluation for the acting and performance course. The first question is, what do you think your strengths were in movement? So I felt as though my strengths were when I was given direction, I applied it very quickly. And I also thought that I contributed ideas really well, and I also thought that I was really creative when I wanted to be. The next question is, what do you think your weaknesses were in movement? So I felt like I wasn't very good at the Kaylee. I felt like I needed to put a lot of focus into it to get the hang of it. And also in the workout pieces that we done, I felt as though I could have mentioned more muscles during the exercises. How do you think you worked as a group member in your movement? So I felt as though I worked really well as a group. I had a good balance of working as part of the group and also working individually, in which then I would research the muscles and also the exercises. And I also felt like I contributed a lot of ideas that were definitely used in the process. How did you find the solo movement task? So I found that slightly more harder, mainly because we were all studying at home at this point because we were on lockdown. And also we had to research our own Commedia dell'arte, and I think that was slightly more challenging because we'd never researched it before, we'd never really focused on it before. So I think it would have helped if our lecturer maybe like sent us a video or sent us maybe worksheets that had information already on it, so we kind of got the gist of it. I think that would have made it slightly more easier, definitely. What do you think you could improve on next year in movement? So I think next year I will definitely be more prepared. Although I've done a lot of research on Commedia dell'arte this year, I felt like I could have maybe done more. So then I was more prepared going into the solo movement task. And also another thing I will do is I will definitely ask more questions to my lecturer. I feel like to ask more questions, it would have maybe helped me understand what I was doing completely instead of not winging it, but kind of doing what I thought was best. What do you think your strengths were in voice? So I felt as though I developed my singing abilities a lot this year, especially during panto. And I learned a lot about articulation and how to control my voice. And I also think I understood the voice theory very well, and I researched a lot about it as well as what one of the lecturers had sent to me. What do you think the weaknesses were in voice? So I would like to develop my singing even further, although I thought I definitely developed it a lot. Also, I know that one of the acting pieces was an accent piece, and accents are definitely not my strong point. I feel like I have developed them a lot this year, but I would like to develop that even further. So I think that was definitely one of my weaknesses as well. What voice piece did you enjoy most and why? I really enjoyed working on my graded unit piece. That was an accent piece, and I felt like I'd come a long way with that. And yeah, I got to develop my accent skills. I used the accent kit, so that was really good. I also really enjoyed working on my voice for panto, which required me to speak a lot with my counterpart and work a lot with her. And we got to develop the voice for my character and explore different voices. What do you think you would like to work on to improve your voice skills next year? I would definitely love to work on my singing ability. I feel like I have come a long way with that, but I would like to explore that more. And I would also love to work on my accents. I would really like to be good at accents. For some reason, I just can't get the hang of it. But I've definitely tried with my graded unit piece. I definitely tried with the crucible piece, which I'm still trying to get, but don't know how it's going. And yeah, I would definitely like to develop my skills there as well. What do you think your strengths were in acting? I feel like I took direction very well when I needed to, and I learned a lot of different rehearsal techniques such as picking the fluff and others which I picked up really easily, and I would definitely use that one again. I felt like it was really good because you can make something really good out of just picking someone's fluff off of someone's clothes. So yeah, no, I definitely use that one again. What do you think your weaknesses were in acting? I let other people speak over me quite a lot, and that caused me not to get as many ideas across as I would have liked to. I also feel like improv is not my strongest point, because I don't really like getting put on the spot. I feel like I kind of just panic and I'm like, don't really know what to do. So yeah, I feel like I would definitely like to improve that next year. Discuss an exercise in acting that we did in class that was most useful to you. So, as I'd already mentioned, Pick the Fluff was very useful to me, and it was so cool how you could make something like a movement piece just picking someone's fluff. So yeah, no, I thought that was really cool. I really like that. What do you think you would like to work on to improve your acting skills next year? I would like to work on different sorts of variety of acting. As much as I don't like Shakespeare, I would really like to try it to see if I am any good at it. I would also like to work with people that I've never really worked with. This will give me a chance to kind of explore my skills with different people. What do you think your strengths were in Beauty and the Beast panto? So one of my strengths was that I was given my role probably about just about a month before the show. This meant that I had to be extremely quick with learning lines, learning songs, and all the other elements. This was really hard because I had to kind of catch up with everybody while trying to learn everything myself. So yeah, no, it was definitely hard, but it was probably one of my strengths. What do you think your weaknesses were in the Beast panto? So one of my weaknesses was during the fight scene. It was my high note, and I felt like every single time I done it, it was so annoying. But my voice would break all the time, and I didn't really know what I was doing wrong. So it was the last show, and I'd taken a deeper breath, and I was ready for it, and it had gone better. So I felt like I definitely developed it, although it was definitely one of my weaknesses. How do you think you worked as part of a team beating the beast? So I think I worked very well as part of a team. I had a lot of fun with my character, in which I shared with my counterpart. And I also felt as though as I put across ideas as much as I would listen to them, and this would definitely help me and my counterpart develop my character. What skills would you like to improve on the production next year? So one of my weaknesses in Beauty and the Beast was my singing, so I would definitely like to improve that. I would also, it depends on what show it was, if it was an accent one or not, but I would definitely like to improve my accent skills and yeah, just become more comfortable with the character.